Yeah. Welcome everyone to yet our another webinar. I'm Suruchi, and with me I have Dr. Ushaa Eswaran. Today's webinar topic is study skills or learning skills, concentration while studying. Over to you, Usha, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Suruchi. Very good morning to everyone. So, myself, Dr. Ushaa Eswaran. Let me introduce myself. I'm a member planning board in Tiruvallur University and CEO of the company Seek. And Seek is an organization which offers skill development, career guidance, academic consultancy, etc. And also a proud DIA career mentor. And about me, I'm an academician, educationist, entrepreneur, career analyst, life skill coach, motivational speaker, NLP master practitioner, and a YouTuber. And the years of experience I have is 30 in the field of education and industry. And I have addressed more than 20 lakhs of people and trained more than 1 lakh students and placed more than 10,000 students and counseled more than a lakh of people. So let me give an overview of today's webinar. I have often been approached by parents that their children are very enthusiastic and good in sports and other activities. Similar enthusiasm was not being seen in the children in their studies. They often find themselves putting in a lot of hard work in terms of reading and writing, but are unable to remember and score good marks in their examination. Children go through their studies through repetitive reading and writing, and in most cases, soon forget after finishing their examinations. Just as children are taught to read and write, skills in concentration need to be taught for children to easily remember concepts and acquire knowledge that would stay with them for a very long time. Getting children to focus is not an easy job, and many parents seem to have a problem with it. This can happen anywhere and is something that can add a lot of worry and stress to every parent. If you are a parent who have asked any of these questions before, how can I help my child become more focused? How my children can learn techniques to focus and concentrate better? How can my child learn and study more effectively? How should my child prepare for long term success? Why does not my child plan for the future? Why hasn't my child taken full responsibility for his or her life? Then this session is a solution for all your needs. What is concentration? Concentration is the ability to focus attention on one subject, one object, or thought without being distracted. The skill to concentrate can be achieved through regular practice. The more you practice, the more your concentration and focus is going to be. Some children acquire this naturally, while all can occur through practice. These are essential skills for all to be successful in both studies and in life. Let me elaborate the concept of concentration through a story. An elephant was standing under a tree, peacefully eating green leaves. A small fly came buzzing and landed on the elephant's ear. The elephant stayed calm and continued eating, unaware of the fly. The fly continued to buzzing noisily, but the elephant continued ignoring it. The fly did not like being ignored, so it started tickling the elephant's face by flapping its wings strongly. Yet, the elephant continued eating, unbothered by the fly's action. The behavior of the elephant angered the fly. Are you deaf? The fly shouted into the elephant's ear. No, the elephant answered. Why aren't you bothered by my buzz and my flapping of my wings in front of your face? The fly asked restlessly. Why are you so restless and noisy? Why can't you stay still just for a few minutes? Asked the elephant and peacefully continued eating the leaves. The fly answered, everything I see, I hear, and feel attracts my attention, and all the noises and movements around me affect my behavior. Even hearing you chewing your food attracted my attention. What is your secret? How can you stay so calm and still in spite of my noisy actions? The fly asked. The elephant stopped eating and said, my five senses do not disturb my peace because they do not rule my attention. I am in control of my thoughts, actions, and reactions, and therefore I can direct my attention wherever I want. I can ignore any disturbances, including your buzz and fluttering of your wings. Now that I'm eating, the elephant continued, I'm completely immersed in the act of eating. In this way, I can enjoy my food and chew it better. I'm in control of whatever I'm doing, and therefore I can stay peaceful and enjoy my meal. The elephant's answer surprised the fly because its noisy behavior always attracted attention and disturbed all other creatures. The fly thanked the elephant for the lesson it has taught him and swiftly flew away toward the horizon. This story shows how useful it is to be able to focus the mind. You can allow sounds, sights, different smells, and the environment affect your mind, divert your attention, disturb your peace, and diminish your efficiency. Or you can choose to focus on your thoughts and activity, perform much better any task. The mind is restless like the fly, but you can learn to control it, make it quiet, and benefit from its amazing abilities. In today's world, science has helped us in creating tools for our life to be very simpler and comfortable. Science has helped us in the creation of aeroplanes, for example, that significantly reduced travel time. A similar approach can be adopted towards education. A child no longer needs to learn 12 hours to score 95%, but a 2-hour daily learn in a scientific manner can help achieve the same results. What is focused mind? Focusing the attention means fixing your attention on one single thought or activity for a certain length of time while ignoring distractions and unrelated thoughts. To understand the concept of focus better, let me take you through a real life story of Mr. Clyde Beatty, a lion tamer. He lived in times when most of the lion tamers met with their deaths in the process of taming lions for circus. However, Mr. Clyde Beatty lived a full life and was successful in lion taming. It will wonder all of you as to how he went about all these things, achieving. Normally, the only tool available with lion tamers is their whip, with which they tame their animals. Clyde, on the other hand, took a four-legged stool in addition to his whip. Each time when he attempted in lion taming, he flashed the stool first, and the natural reaction of the lion was a state of confusion as it had four legs of the stool to concentrate against one tip of the whip. When a lion tamer holds a chair in front of the lion's face, the lion tries to focus on all the four legs of the chair at the same time. With its focus divided, the lion becomes confused and is unsure about what to do next. When faced with so many options, the lion chooses to freeze and wait instead of attacking the man holding the chair. In this way, he was able to prevent the lion attacking and was successful in saving his life. So, focus is not only the ability to say yes to one, but also the discipline to say no to the other. Today's children are facing a similar situation like a lion, wherein their attention is diverted through multiple distractions like TV, mobile phones, video games, social media, etc., thereby preventing their focus in their studies. Their approach towards studies should be like an elephant focused in eating despite intentional disturbances by the fly. Once children learn the art of focusing and concentration, they will be good at everything they do. The results produced will be better than a person with wandering mind. They will be free from unnecessary thoughts. They will be able to direct their whole attention to whatever they are doing. It helps increasing their attention span. They will be able to reduce restlessness and achieve mind control. They will be able to improve meditation and visualization skills. Next is goal. The reason most people never reach their goals is that they don't define them and learn about them or even seriously consider them as believable or achievable. For us to succeed in any activity, we must take small steps and make corresponding incremental gains. Similarly, goal setting and goal achieving can be managed through splitting time into manageable lots. To begin with, we start a small hourly goal, slowly increase it to one day goal, and continuing making similar progress on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. This process of incremental management of goal setting needs to be taught to the children and for them to practice. How to reach your goals? For achieving anything in your life, we must be able to finalize our ideas that will become our goals to realize and achieve. The process of achieving goals can be done through management of 4Ds. This is the secret I'm going to tell you: dream, date, declare, and dedication. Dream helps children in visualizing what they would like to achieve and the joy and pleasure they get on achieving it. This should, however, have a time frame within which they should be able to achieve. Dream plus date will be the goal. Having a date will ensure that he would be fully focused and concentrate on achieving what we set out to. No date means keep postponing and delaying the process. Let us take, for example, the child is fixing a goal to learn two chapters in physics. Dream. The child imagines that he has learned and mastered those two chapters and the happiness that he will get in writing the physics examination well and scoring maximum marks. And the date he has fixed is 2 days to finish two chapters. Declare. Child should share his intention with the parents so that they will be constantly reminding and ensuring that the child is on the right path to complete its task. Dedicate is for achieving this, the child must be prepared to sacrifice something that he always enjoy, like TV watching or favorite sport, etc. This time would help them gain, can be utilized towards activities that help you to achieve your goal. Once you achieve confidence in being able to achieve something through this process, shift your goal setting over a larger time frame. Setting goals and accomplishing them. The whole process of goal setting and its achievement can be visualized through this pictorial representation percentage wise. Just having a goal will help you to achieve only 10%. Deciding a date for completion will help you 25%. Deciding the time you will do it 40%. Making a plan on how to do it 50%. Committing the idea with someone 65%. Transforming commitment into reality is 95%. So now let us see how to concentrate. Many students often share with me that they would like to study and score good marks, but they are unable to concentrate in their studies. The children are often told to read and write multiple times so that they can concentrate and perform better. However, it must be understood that whilst children are taught the process to read and write, they are not taught the process of concentrating. So, how to concentrate in studies? We have a mantra here. The concentration process can be achieved through practicing the ABCD process. The first one is A, that is active break. When the child sit to study the course of his lesson plan, whatever he has planned, the child should not study at a stretch for more than 30 minutes. Researchers have indicated that brain can remain active only for a maximum of 40 to 50 minutes. Hence, taking a 10-minute break after each 30 minutes can refresh yourself and prepare you to actively study again. Active break is not relaxing. Active break should not be confused with physical relaxation and accessing distractive objects like TV, mobile phones, video games, etc. Active break involves regeneration of brain through involvement in physical activities, 5 to 7 minutes, such as walking, jumping, skipping, resulting in higher flow of blood carrying oxygen to brain. Brain consumes oxygen during any intense concentrated activity. After 30 minutes of study time, the brain is short of oxygen that has been consumed. Oxygen is transported to various parts of the body through blood. For the brain to be regenerated, fresh blood carrying oxygen needs to be supplied. This can be achieved only through physical exercising and not taking rest. Regeneration of brain happens through increased availability of oxygen, blood, and water. Physical consumption of water will keep the body hydrated. To ensure increased availability of oxygen, physical exercises should be undertaken so that there is increased availability of oxygen, which is achieved by increased blood flow to all parts of the body. Physical exercises such as walking, running, skipping, and jumping will result in higher blood flow to different parts of the body, thus rejuvenating and help in activating the brain to perform with full vigor and energy. A 2-minute vigorous physical activity like skipping or jumping will keep all parts of the body fresh through availability of higher quantity of blood. And also, the children should practice meditation. The second one of this mantra is be positive. We attain what we think we will become. Our subconscious mind keeps pushing us into doing things that we keep telling ourselves involuntarily. If we think we cannot concentrate and study, then we will not be able to concentrate and study. Therefore, telling positive things to ourselves will help us in doing things better. Focus on dream and not on danger. Our brain receives on an average of 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts in a day. This amounts to 2,500 to 3,300 thoughts per hour. Our human mind generates positive and negative thoughts. Positive thoughts are those associated with achievement, career, ability, confidence, dreaming big, success, happiness, belief, and trust. Positive thoughts generate positive emotions, resulting in better focus and concentration. The negative thoughts, usually the children used to have when they study or when they have exams, they'll say like, I don't remember what I studied. I will not be able to score well. I will not get these questions what I have studied. I will not get good marks. So all sorts of impossible negative thoughts in their mind. And that will generate negative emotions such as stress and tension in mind. Excuse me. Stress and tension in mind. Parents should interact with children through positive thoughts and words that would generate positive emotion. Such healthy interaction would encourage children in adopting such practices. To make my point clear, I shall narrate a story in which two children playing in the park climbing a tree, while one managed to get on the top and hanging on its branch. The other was slightly below on the same tree. Suddenly, there was a gust of wind, and the parents of the children realized that they could fall. One parent shouted, saying, "Hold on tightly," while the other called out, Don't fall, hold on. Just at that moment, they saw one of the children falling and getting hurt. Mind has a difficult time processing negative image. To process the command of not falling, the child had to imagine the image of falling first and then try to tell the brain not to fall. While to hold on tightly, one had an instant the image of hanging tightly. Therefore, positive words bring out better results than using negative words. To break out a habit, a bad habit, developing good habits are required, and automatically things will start to improve and we will feel positive. And C is for commitment. Commitment is essential for giving a proper direction to the brain. Once the brain is clear on what it is to be achieved, it feels excited and the student achieve a higher level of concentration. The brain needs to be clearly conveyed the time duration in which the study activity is anticipated to be completed. The D is nothing other than do different. The brain gets tired doing same things repeatedly. So you need to try different things. After an active break, to break the monotony, take up a different subject for studying. Also, if reading was practiced, consider taking up writing. So you need to give both combination of logical and creativity to the brain. So now we are going to see about the learning, which is a combination of reading, writing, and sharing. Let us now understand how to make learning interesting and also effective in helping our children perform at their best. This can be achieved through the method of 6 R's to improve reading. They are reading, remembering, recapitulation, reproduction, rectification, and revision. The first reading attempt must be made in a happy frame of mind, and the child is made aware of the topics that would be familiar when being taught in the class. The information gathered goes into subconscious mind easily, as this is an activity that is to the liking of the child. All of us have on multiple occasions have been to a movie hall where advertisements are screened. Normally these advertisements are in the duration of 1 to 2 minutes. In one of the movie halls, in between a normal advertisement, a surprise advertisement for a cool drink of 10 seconds duration was flashed. What was surprising was during the interval, most of the moviegoers preferred the cold drink flashed in the 10-second advertisement. This is because this information was captured by the subconscious mind. Most of us, without making any sustained effort, are able to sing along with popular musical numbers. None of us either memorize the lyrics or make an effort to learn the song. But since it is an appealing song, the information is captured by the subconscious mind and we are able to recollect it at our will. Next is remembering. Remembering is a second reading with intense focus. Then the third step is recapitulation. The recapitulation is the stage where one closes the eyes for intense focus, trying to recollect the subject studied and recalling it through relating the concept to a known fact. And next step is a reproduction. Reproduction is writing through recall from memory. Discussion could also be done here in the form of teaching the learned topics to another person. And the last step is rectification. The rectification is a process of comparison of written material with the study material and correcting any mistakes that have occurred. And then comes the revision. The last stage in revision, where the entire process is done at a regular intervals for ensuring sustained memory, because revision should be continuous on spaced intervals. Now let us see 4 steps to remember, how to remember. Okay, so here comes For increasing memory, understanding the functioning of our brain is very essential. So, one is familiarization, memory trace, storage, recall. So, let us go one after the other. For remembering something, we need concentration and interest. But this interest must be in a medium that is clearly understandable to us. For example, imagine a talk in a language that is not known to you, for example, French or German. Even if you have concentration or interest, you may not remember anything. This is because the language was not identifiable, and concentration and interest alone is not helpful. When the child hears the lessons for the first time in class, it will be difficult for it to remember. But if the child had familiarized these subjects to be taught in the class the next day through glancing either the lesson or a video presentation related to the topic two or more times the previous day at home, please read it again, previous day at home, then it would be more beneficial to the child than studying 8 or 10 times after subject is taught in the class. So the child has to study one day before it is taught in the class, and this process is called as familiarization. Now, once familiar, the message reaches the brain through our sensory organs, and this path is referred to as memory trace. Sensory organs of our body, such as eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and hands, function to capture information and sends a message to brain for it to decipher whether what you saw was a cat or dog, or what you heard were the voices of Shreya Ghoshal or Lata Mangeshkar. For the process of data capture to be effective, our involvement is very essential. If we involve and if we don't involve, we will get distracted or feel sleepy. Students, most of the time in class, are involved in other activities like chatting, fighting, eating, scribbling, doing some mischievous activity while the teacher is teaching. Learning with involvement in studies is very, very important. For remembering, you need memory trace. For memory trace, you need involvement. The information that is familiar and identified leaves a memory trace, and with involvement, then only that data will be stored in brain. The data saved in brain is referred to as storage. And then comes the recall. Recall is the information that can be controlled from the brain. Brain forgets things that it considered no longer useful. The brain is in the process of continuous memory purging, and therefore, to retain important information, it needs to be continuously referred to. Here, we can see the normal forgetting curve. Generally, we start forgetting within 24 hours after we study or learn or read something. So, we need to have a repetitive revision, that is, reviving the data or all the content from the brain. You have to retrieve the information in spaced interval. You can see how the spaced interval is shown here. The reminder, number of times you remind yourself, your brain, then you're going to have a better memory. And a good thumb rule is set 2 by 2 by 2. That is, the reminder interval is 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and so on. And now let us see the 10 reasons your child can't concentrate in school. It may be because of the school anxiety, lack of practice, lack of motivation, learning difficulties, disorganization problems, mismatched learning style, distracted by external stimuli, isn't being challenged enough, doesn't understand the material, not getting proper sleep or nutrition. So the parents have to check why the child is not able to concentrate. What is the problem mentally or physically? Either it is a nutrition problem, or the child has not got better sleep and it has got some learning disabilities, it has got some eyesight problem. So all these things have to be checked without blaming the children. So let us now see 8 concentration killers for students to avoid and tips to help. First one, letting homework or assignments pile up. This happens in everybody's house. So this can be resolved by prioritizing the task. The child has to prioritize and decide which has more importance. And second one, not taking proper study breaks. So when they don't take study breaks again, they will not be able to complete their work, the concentration killer. So as I have told you earlier about the breaks, what they have to do during breaks, the parents have to make sure that the child does it. And then studying in loud, busy places, creating a dedicated study place is a solution for this. So we have to make sure that the child has a better study place where it is free from distractions. Then procrastinating on larger assignments. So this is a very big problem, not only for children, but for every one of us. So we need to create a plan of attack for larger assignments early. So let us finish all the bigger tasks first so that they will not be delayed. Then comes the texting and social media. Make sure that your child is being as productive as possible during homework time and limit access to his or her smartphone. So it is the parent who purchases the smartphone for the child and then blames the child for using it for longer time. Then distraction and daydreaming. This is, oh my God, every child does it. Every child does it. When it sits for studying for 1 hour, half of the time the child will be keeping the pencil here and daydreaming. So you have to bring the child back from the daydreaming, telling that this is what is your responsibility now and you need to finish your work. And then socializing too much with the study buddy. So here again, when they go for a group study, the children will study for some time and then they will start chatting something. They'll go off track. They'll forget that they need to study. So you need to give them a gentle reminder to refocus whenever they get stuck or off task. Another way is, if you feel the child cannot be focusing when he or she is in a group, then have a study alone. Have the child study alone at home and avoid group studies. Then next one is poorly time managed extracurricular activities. See, the children cannot 24 hours, 365 days involve their time in only studying or learning. Like they need to get motivated. The motivation comes only from whatever they do, they like. That means the extracurricular activities and also the sports and other things, whatever they like, like the out of their passion. So you need to make a timetable, create a schedule together with your child for those fun activities and outside the school and homework, to ensure that he or she has time for everything. And if it is a teenager, definitely they will ask for some adventures too. Next is causes of procrastination, because the students, everybody has same time limit, but some students complete the task in time and some do not because they procrastinate. That may be because lack of motivation. They are not interested in what they are doing. That is why they are trying to postpone. And low self confidence, and they have a fear of failure and lack of understanding, trouble concentrating, perfectionism, low energy levels, poor organization skills. So definitely, if the child is behaving in a different way, there will be a reason for it. So we as parents have to look into it, talk to the children, and more than parents talking to children, we should listen children talking. So only when you allow the child to talk, you will be able to understand its difficulties. And next is very, very important for parents, how to keep your child motivated when studying. I will give you 11 tips for parents now. There may be a number of reasons preventing your child, like poor understanding of the subject. Subject isn't interesting and to his or her liking. teaching methodology at school not aligned with the child's style of learning. So make your study time easier. So here again, the parents have to facilitate the children by giving them a quiet place, good food and drink. The ambience should be encouraging the child to read more and more. And also the study materials, whatever the child requires, you need to understand and provide those materials to the children. Next, create a study plan together. I haven't seen many parents sitting along with the children to understand what they need. So here again, the parents have to bring in themselves and understand what the child needs. What is that the child is in need of? So when you put the study plan together, you will be able to understand the needs of the child too. I think now we can have some polls. I was so interested that I was forgetting the polls. Nice of you, audience. You're all responding to the poll. Do you discuss emotional and academic needs with your children on a regular basis? This is a very, very essential thing because the child will have so many things in its mind, but only when we ask, it will be able to share. Because the child may be scared sometimes whether this has to be discussed with parents or not. So we have to facilitate them first of all, give them the freedom to share with you all these things. So now we were discussing about create a study plan together. So you need to make a daily study plan in consultation with the child and ensure it is not very challenging to follow. I think 47% of 47 people, that is 84% of the people say that yes, they discuss. If not, please, the parents take it as a responsibility and discuss with your children. So here you can also, your plan also can include when the homework is to be done each day, how much time should be spent on homework, how often to take breaks, for how long the breaks have to be taken, what tasks should be prioritized. See, when you sit with the child will also get a lot of responsibility. It's not that the parent is coming and asking me only results. My mummy is staying with me even when I want have some problem and I get stuck somewhere, she's there for me. So this sort of feeling is very, very essential for the children. And next, very, very important thing, create a reward system. Anybody in this earth, every human wants some reward and some appreciation. So build a reward system with your child so he or she has something to look forward to once study time is complete. The rewards can be in the form of appreciation. That is very, very easy. So everybody can start right now. And from today, you can start appreciating your child for whatever good it does. And additional TV viewing time and food or his or her liking and weekend outing. Of course, now during lockdown, it is not possible, but you can do the first three now. And then limit the stress. Encourage your child by providing stress-free environment so as to focus better. Um, the home, whatever we have, the family members should make sure that all our financial problems or any other official problems or among the relationships, if you have any problems, should not be discussed in front of the child. The child should not have any additional stress because already the education, the examinations, the assignments, the homeworks, all these things are already loaded on the child's mind. So don't add any other worry or stress to the child. So you have to make the home a very, very happy home. I always get up smiling. Actually, when you smile on your own self, you can feel the hormonal happiness hormone getting secreted. So you can also make your child to smile as many times as possible. You get up when you see the child, you just give a smile. So that will increase the what to say, like happiness in the child. Then focus on learning instead of performance. So this, every parent, please do follow this, because the results are something which will automatically come. So let us focus on the procedure of learning, how much the child has understood, how much knowledge it has gained, how much it will be able to apply it in the real life, how it will be able to survive in the real life with a lot of competitions. Like first of all, they should not have the fear of failure, and they should be able to face any challenge that comes in their life. So it's not only studies that matters, like they need to learn a lot of things about life too. So I think the parents should keep in mind that these things are to be imparted to the child. Let us have one more poll. Children in their academic experience. I request the audience to kindly answer the poll. Through individual coaching at home, or through school tutors, through mentoring agencies, or no attention. So this is a self-analysis for parents too, because the time we spend with the child helps a lot for the child. The quality time rather than a quantity time. How much ever time you can spend with the child, spend in such a way that you have an emotional connect with the child, and you allow the child to speak out and understand the child. First of all, when you allow the child to speak, you will be able to understand the interests of the child, what is that it is undergoing, the stress or anything in the school, or if it has any difficulty in studying, or any bullying with the friends, any sort of problem. Only if the child is allowed to share its feelings, it will be able to give an answer. So 73% says through individual coaching at home, and 13% through school tutors, and mentoring agencies 7%. Good. Thank God we didn't get for no attention. Every parent is responsible enough to show attention. So focus on learning instead of performance. Make your child understand that marks alone is not indication of having gained knowledge. Equip the child with understanding the concepts for him or her to gain knowledge. Non-focusing on marks alone will make child enjoy study process better. Encourage your child to set small goals. So you need to explain them what is the meaning of setting goals. So encourage your child to set small achievable study goals. Achievable study goals help child in focusing and concentrating, because if you set a goal which is not achievable, then the child will lose confidence in its own self. So slowly let the child fix a goal, finish it, and then increase the um, um, goal limit. Goal setting by the child will result in clear, achievable directions and boost the child's confidence. And then try different techniques. Different children need different solutions, and parents have to understand the individual learning style of the children and follow an appropriate method. So this many of us don't do. We just go with the board and chalk method, what is being used in the school. But there are several ways the child will learn, and we have a lot of videos coming in with a lot of immersive experiential education coming in, where the children will find easy to learn. And next is take proper study breaks. As I kept on telling right from the beginning, this is very essential for an effective output. Attempt completing homework in manageable time slots with adequate breaks in between. Breaks ensure child is fresh and ready to get engaged to study once again. Yeah. When it comes once again, the brain should be ready to support the child. Take breaks after 30 minutes and keep breaks between 5 to 10 minutes long. And remember, the break should be an active break. And encourage exercise. This is, I kept on telling you right from the beginning, physical activity is very essential. You need the brain to have sufficient amount of blood circulation, and every cell in your body needs an oxygen. So reaching of oxygen is very, very essential to keep you fresh and motivated, energetic, active. So this is possible only with the physical activity. And during lockdown also, You don't have to worry that you cannot go for long walks. As I said, you just stand in a place and jump for 1 minute, around 100 to 150 times. When you jump vigorously by inhaling a lot of oxygen, you get a blood circulation, and the blood circulation will carry the oxygen to different parts of the body, and along with that a glass of water will make you as fresh. You just can't imagine how fresh you will feel, and the child can study 3 more hours after this 1 minute exercise. So physical activity is very, very essential, and make sure that the child gets enough physical activity before studying especially. And regular exercise ensures overall well-being of the child. And a quick walk around the block during a study break is a great way to allow your child to get blood flowing to the brain and keeps avoid frustration and burnout. And I even suggest the teachers in the school to have this 1 minute vigorous jumping exercise in the class between the two classes, like two subject classes before the next class starts. They can have this as an exercise for the children so that they'll be fresh enough to listen. And also, I have a suggestion for the teachers, as I was telling about the familiarization technique. The homeworks, whatever they give, they may be from the topics which has been already covered. I would also recommend the teachers to have the reading done for the next day class lesson. Whatever they're going to teach the next day, they can give a homework for the children to read and come, so that they will be familiar with what is going to be taught. So this is going to help the children remember better, understand better, concentrate better, and enjoy the studies better. Next is provide support for your child. Keep constantly talking to the child to understand its needs. Have an occasional meeting with the child's teacher so as to provide better support to your child. A better support helps the child's confidence. So let us have one more poll. Okay. As a parent, how frequently are you interacting with the school administration? We generally go for the parent teachers meet, but that is not sufficient, because the face of your child, what you see at home, is different from the face what your teachers see. So you need to know the other face of your child, because it may hide something from you. Unless we interact with the teachers, we will not be able to know the complete picture of what the child is undergoing. And even teachers should know what sort of child your child is, because when they interact with you, you may provide all positive and strong points about the child to the teacher, so that the teacher will have some positive mindset towards the child. So definitely there should be an interaction between the teachers and the parents, and it should not be in a such a way to damage the image of the child. The child may get a fear when the parent meets the teacher, but you should make the child feel comfortable saying, like, yes, don't worry, I'm just coming to help you, I'm going to make you better. That's why I'm here. I will be always with you, I will be always supporting you. So that's such a confidence the child should get from a parent. So I think the polling is going on. So quarterly is more, actually. I think that's enough. Quarterly meeting the management or the administration, or when the teachers call the parents to the school, also you can try going and meeting them. And next, train your brain like an Olympic athlete. So this is very important for the children. First one is think actively. Active thinking means actively participating in the thinking process, paying attention to thoughts, engaging in the learning process, making connections, and staying focused. Disconnect. Technology is great for keeping us connected, but without offline time, our brains begin to constantly crave for immediacy of clicking around on the internet, making it more difficult to stay focused and ignore tech distractions. So please do get disconnected when you're studying. Then study the right way. Small changes to study habits can make a huge difference in how your brain processes, remembers, and recalls information. Then learn all year long. Athletes train straight through the off season to remain in top form. The students need to do the same. Schools may break for summer, but brains need to learn all year long. We may be in lockdown, but don't stop learning. Keep your brain active. Do some puzzles, do some word games, involve yourself in some activity which will make use of your brain thinking ability. So, this is very, very essential. And next is four different type of learners. Everybody knows about it. We have a visual learner, um, then auditory learner, a read and write learner, and kinesthetic learner. So you need to check which one will be suitable for your child so that the teaching learning process can be improved. Next, we are familiar with this rote learning, and we have been discussing that it has to be reduced or removed. Maximum, the formulas or definitions can be by hearted, but not the concepts. So, the advantages of rote learning, if you see, ability to quickly recall basic facts, and it helps develop a foundational knowledge, like you can have the basics very strong. And the disadvantages of rote learning, if you see, the drawbacks of learning by memorization include, it can be repetitive, easy to lose focus, does not allow for a deeper understanding of a subject, it does not encourage the use of social skills, and no connection between the new and previous knowledge, and may result in wrong impression or understanding a concept, because they don't know what they are studying, they'll just by heart. So we should not encourage the children into rote learning. So what is meaningful learning? The meaningful learning involves understanding how all the pieces of an entire concept fit together. The advantages can be encouraging, it will be understanding, and it is not memorization, they don't have to by heart anything. You can feel light, encouraging active learning techniques, focusing on the outcome of the learning process and relating new information to the prior knowledge. Disadvantages maybe it takes little long to understand, or it depends upon the methodology used to understand the concept, and should be tailored for different types of learners. And coming to the final thoughts, I think, okay, I would like to know the age group of your child. Audience, please respond. We have more people in 16 to 18, that is teens. Teens are more, teen parents are more, 9 to 12, 20%, 13 to 15, 25%, 16 to 18, 45%. Good. So, in my final thoughts, you need to have a will and you will be able to succeed anything in life. So, you need to make your child understand that, yes, I can, that I can attitude should be there. Then they need to practice. Practice makes a man perfect, but the practice should be a right practice, which will make a man perfect. If you see this, Bruce Lee, in an interview, a person asked him, will you be scared of a person who know 10,000 kicks? But Bruce Lee answered, I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times, and I don't fear a man who has practiced 10,000 kicks. So, this is how it should be. Say more amount of time, more number of times you practice something, you become an expert in that. So this should be given to the children. And this is about thinking big in life. Want me to think very big in life. In a village, this rich man comes in a car, and that boy was playing, and he was really amazed to see that huge sophisticated car. And this man says like, come, we'll go for a ride. And the boy gets into the car, and they just went around the village, and the boy was asking like, how much does this car cost? Then this man said, no, this was I did not purchase this, this was gifted by my brother. Then the boy kept quiet. He did not talk anything. They went around, and then this man dropped him in the place where he picked him. And he was asking, like, why are you so silent? Why are you upset? Are you feeling bad that you don't have a brother who could buy a car like this? Then the boy said, shook his head and said, no, 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 no. I'm just thinking when I will become like your brother so that I can buy a car like this to my brother. So this is what is the attitude our children should build up. Children should always think big in life. Only when they think it will happen. And they should have a greater dedication in whatever they do. And they should have trust. The trust, what you have on your children, is only going to help the children have trust on their own self. And don't compare your child with others. Please, parents, don't compare your child with other children. Compare them if you want them to learn something, but not out of jealousy. And don't let them down by comparing some other child, because this feeling whatever the child will get when being compared is going to damage everything in their life. They will feel so low about themselves. The confidence level will be very, very low. Comparison should be on our own self. Today I'm like this. Tomorrow I should go one step forward. Next day, two steps forward. So we have to compare our own improvements and our own achievements. And one day we will be in a place, if you just turn back and see, we would have crossed a long way in our achievements. So that is how you need to compare. Please don't compare your children with others. And many people win and many people lose. Why is it happening? Every one of us plan, every one of us decide, every one of us think, yes, I wanted to do this, but we fail to implement. Only very few people implement whatever they plan. So become someone who does not think about it or talk about it, but does it. So this, you should be a role model for your children in this, and let your personality shine through. Mantra of success is happiness. So be happy, be smiling always, and teach the child to be happy. Let us not wait for something to happen so that you be happy. Throughout your lifetime, every one of us should be happy. So I think I've come to the end of the webinar, and you can ask your questions.
Great. I'll ask all the attendees to please put their questions either in the chat box or in the Q&A section so that Usha ma'am can answer everyone serially.
So I get one question: how to avoid the afternoon slump? That is the dizzy, sluggish feeling which we get during 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Yeah. See, that is why I said you need to allot the timetable and the subjects and the activities based on the timing. Morning times, you will be very, very fresh and active. So the difficult subjects where you need to concentrate and learn can be kept in the morning. But in the afternoon, do something like an activity. I always recommend the children to do mind maps in the afternoon session. So whatever they study, like they can make mind maps. So when they concentrate on that, they will not feel heavy. They will not feel like they are learning something they have to concentrate. They will not feel in that way, but it will be a sort of activity where they draw something and make a map. It is something related to what they like, as well as the subject will be covered in that. And of course, during exams, I also would like to give a suggestion. During exams, if you have this sleeping problem, sleep 10 to 20 minutes before lunch. Just 10 to 20 minutes deep sleep before lunch, and then get up, have your food, and then don't do any physical activity. You can start studying. So that will help you to avoid that sleep or dizziness after the lunch time, that is 1 to 3. Could you suggest brain gym exercise? See, that is what I said. Like you need to use some brain exercise by solving some puzzles and thinking about some new innovations, solutions, looking for problems, finding gaps, try to fill the gaps. So that makes your brain to think. So thinking of the brain itself is an activity, and that is what we call it as a gym. The word games helps a lot. Every day you just allow the make the child to do some word game, or you can have some antakshari based on the subjects also, and some words you can split and then ask them to make them and remember as an image. Okay, so this type of activity to think. How to identify the learning style of the child? Definitely, you need to first of all see the regular learning style. Does it work or not? In the school, you can have an interaction with the teacher whether the child is able to listen to. See, by introducing only, we need to learn. Like, so you can try showing some videos if the student is not able to understand some concepts. You try showing the videos. Generally, by through videos, the child really likes, and some will understand only by doing. They need to do hands on. They need to do some experiment to understand that concept. So these things are possible for us to understand only by exposing the child to that particular activity, to see that how quickly they grasp the concept, in which activity they grasp. Writing habits, definitely you need to give muscle exercise for the children, because now using mobile phones, they don't have that flexibility of the fingers, so they find difficult to write, but writing is very very essential. So you can just put a rubber band around the you can keep like this and put a rubber band and then ask them to stretch. This is another thing. And you can have some small pieces of paper, so small pieces of paper, and ask them to rotate like this. So this also, these three fingers need exercise. And you can have the coins. So you can ask the children to pick up the coin and place, pick and place. So that gives a muscle exercise. And if you have a pencil, you can just ask them to walk through the pencil like this, or a pen. So when they do like this, the finger muscles will get the relevant exercise. Then it will not be difficult for them to write. And see, you need to, the child also need to understand its speed limit, writing speed limit, how fast it can write, because many students are unable to finish their exams in time. That is because they are not able to write fast. So this practice has to be done at home, and that can be done by repeatedly asking the child to write one paragraph or something, and see whether there is any improvement in the speed. So try 2 3 times, and at one point of time it will saturate. Again and again you will get the same time when the child writes the same paragraph. So that is what is the writing speed of the child. So thank you so much, Suruchi.
Yes, ma'am.
I
I
think I've
think,
answered the.
um, have you answered all the Q&As in the Q&A section?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, great. All right. If everyone has asked their answers, I'd like to thank. There's one more.
Q&A. During lockdown, it's been more of TV and mobile time. Also, sleeping hours changed. How do we bring children on track? Definitely, we had a session on teen parenting sometime back in India. So you need to make a schedule. Actually, schedule is must. May not be a strict schedule, but I see even parents sleep and get up late so that the child will. You cannot blame the child. So you make a schedule and you strictly follow the schedule, and also make sure that you make the schedule along with the child's wish. 50% of the schedule can be what the child likes, and the food menu also can be what the child likes. And it should be more of a motivating thing. Like you can make the schedule and paste it in your hall where everybody can see, your the grandparents, the parents, the children, everybody can see. And for everyday schedule you can give something like some activity to do, and if the child completes it perfectly, then you can give them a star. So this type of things, like it encourages the child, so it will not go into wasting time on sleeping and watching TV. So even parents have to involve in scheduling and involving themselves in the activities along with the children. I don't think so you will be wasting your time sleeping. This is the time to learn a lot. How to overcome limiting beliefs, like, for example, being a JEE aspirant, I have 16 to 17 hours a day, and I always try and dream of studying for 10 hours. But until now, I have maximum reached to 7 hours, and I'm not able to overcome the belief that I cannot study for more time. I'm not for it. At the beginning itself, I told it's not required that a child has to study for 12 hours and get 95%. That is not the concept. You need to study in a smarter way. So, as I said, use that scientific methods. Like whatever you can study in 1 hour without preparing your brain, if you're going to sit for 5 hours also, you will not be able to understand. So, first of all, prepare your brain, take required breaks in between, activate your brain, activate your body, eat good nutritional food, don't feel sluggish or don't feel tired, then again sit and study. And it's not the number of hours. I don't believe in number of hours. The quality time you spend to study is what matters there. And you have to first of all clarify the doubts whatever you have one by one, and convert those weakness into strength. And finally, practice more number of question papers. That is how you need to do. And anybody can clear JEE or NEET or whatever it is. Where there is a will, there is a way. Only thing, you're planning and the smart way of studying. How to keep brain or memory healthy for a long time too? Avoid dementia. Keeping brain active. I said, I told you, healthy brain is nothing but good circulation of blood and oxygen. So if oxygen reaching of oxygen is less, or blood circulation is less, you will feel like numb. Like even if you sit in a place for a longer time, it takes some time for you to get up and walk, because there is no blood circulation in your legs. Similarly, it happens for your brain also. And the brain blocking, brain activating foods are there, so you should avoid brain blocking foods also. You should nourish your body as well as brain, because God has given us very important secret, that is your brain. It's the most powerful part in the body, but we care only for the body which is below our neck. We don't care about the neck top. We care more about our laptops. So care more for your neck top, and see that it is healthy. Give positive inputs to the brain, and make the brain and mind healthy. Think positive, get focus and concentration as the emotion, and concentrate on eating fresh fruits with good leafy vegetables. Avoid oil food, unwanted reheated oils, fast foods. So everything is important, and keeping your brain healthy is nothing but your thoughts. Yeah, I think Suruchi.
Yes, ma'am. I think all the questions have been answered. Uh, how to limit mobile time in a positive way? That is one
That's
question.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, limitation of mobile time is, first of all, the child should know its responsibility. So parent has to clearly sit and talk to the child, tell about the consequences of wasting time. Don't directly address not to use mobile. So you have to come in a way, in a smarter way, and talk to the child, and making the child realize that wasting time on mobile is going to waste its life. So that is how you have to tackle the child. Self realization is required here. The child has to realize that it should not waste time on mobile. If you directly tell wasting time on mobile is going to spoil your life, it will not listen. So you have to explain the value of time, first of all, how valuable time is, and how it has to be taken care of. We all from our birth we have a lot of books, budget books are there, where we have an account of how much money we earn and how much money we spend, but we never have a book where the number of hours or minutes or seconds in our life, how we have spent all those time. So we need to make the child understand how precious the time is and how it has to be used in a wise way. So I think once you explain, make the child realize, automatically the children will slowly come out of the habit of involving themselves in mobile phones.
Great. So I think all the questions have been answered now. Thank you, Usha ma'am, for such a critical webinar, which is definitely required by a lot of students and their parents as well these days, especially during these challenging times. I would like to thank all the attendees for coming in today and listening Usha ma'am talk. If you want to know more about how to communicate with your child, we are having one more session on Monday, 8 o'clock, by Santoshi ma'am. She will be talking about the art of communication. So you can join us there. Thank you, Usha ma'am, for coming in today.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
thank
Also, we
you.
have a very interesting panel discussion tomorrow on drone technology. So whoever is interested, if your kids are interested, please do join us tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Thank you again, all the attendees, and thank you, Usha ma'am. It is always a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. On this
Thank
note,
you.
I'll end this webinar.
Yeah.